Hello, gorgeous. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Give Them Lala podcast. Before we deep dive into it all, I need to remind you to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and make sure you comment on this video because I love to bump gums. Thank you. Top of the morning to you. Happy hump day, everybody. Welcome back to the Give Them Lala podcast. We're back in LA.
Boo.
Boo. You stink.
How are you feeling? You're feeling,
Just existing.
I'm feeling full of energy because I just watched the Vanderpump Rules season 11
Yes.
teaser trailer. Holy shucks, because we're the first few minutes into our video. Wow. I watched it with Easton. Can we talk about it?
I'm excited.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. No, it's very good. Sheena texted me and said, "Did you watch?" I was like, "Watch what, babe?" She said, "The trailer came out." I was like, "Trailer to what?" She was like, "Ours. Our trailer."
You would have been late to your
Vanderpump
own
Rules.
trailer.
She sent it to me and said, "Tell me your thoughts once you watch it." And I thought it was absolutely, I'm going to say it, was absolutely sensational.
Sensational.
Does that word make sense?
Yeah, but it's funny. I thought you say, don't you know the thing? Who says it? Future?
Future. And
Yeah.
since then, sensational and panties are now in the same category.
Don't even, okay? Because I was at dinner with a pretty heavy-hitting lawyer, and he requested something from the chef that was not on the menu. And when it got to him and he had a bite of it, he said, "Please tell the chef, this is sensational." And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start using that word. That word is pretty underused. And
I think Future was saying something about fish.
He was saying something, and then he says it. He was made fun of it. He says like
that kind of fish.
Oh, he was saying something about vagina?
Yeah.
Really?
To me, that's less about fish. It's more of like a beef tartare.
Speaking of that, I had that this weekend or last weekend, and beef tartare is not my thing.
No,
Well,
it's
it's
disgusting.
raw meat. I don't know.
No.
It's not good. I was going to say, speaking of words that we hate, you don't like vagina, I recently learned.
The word vagina is a little off-putting for me. When I'm talking in a more scientific type of thing, then yes, I say the vagina, but I just like the cookie. I used to say pussy a lot. I'm not really into that anymore either. But the cookie is, it reminds me of, but I can't help that I have a heavy flow and a wide set vagina.
I love cookie. Cookie's cute. What do you call the butthole?
I call it a
Anus?
butthole because I love the word butthole.
She calls it a salad.
Speaking of buttholes, my daughter keeps walking around and she says it like this, y'all. She goes, "You're a cute little asshole." And I'm like, "You cannot say that word. That is a bad word." And she goes, "It's a bad word?" I was like, "Yes, asshole is a bad word." She goes, "It's not a bad word. I didn't say fuck. So fuck is a bad word." She thinks that the only bad word is the F word.
Is the F word.
So now she walks around talking about you're a cute little asshole, and I've had to put her in timeout because she's not listening to me.
Who calls her? Like, who says that to her?
That was my next thing. And I'm thinking it's coming from her.
When have I ever said someone's a cute little asshole? Never in my life.
Money's on you.
Like he's looking
Money's
at
on
me
you.
going, this is a little suspect. By the way, I gotta break her from sleeping in the bed. I'm exhausted.
Oh,
You
she's
should
still
have seen
sleeping.
her last night.
There's never a break.
Really?
Not a one.
Does she sleep just next to you all night?
She certainly does.
That's so cute,
Does-
though.
It's so cute, Jess, but like adults need adult time. Like
yeah.
she is angry all day long because she won't take a nap. She didn't get a good night's sleep because she's been in my bed. And it's time for her to be sleeping back in her own room. And I told Sheena back in the day, you guys will watch this on VPR. It's not a huge, spoiler. Because I said this on and off camera, whatever. I told Sheesh, I was like, here's the deal. Like, there's going to be a point in time where the girls are not going to be this age anymore. And, Ocean will lay in bed with me and we'll have snacks and she'll say, this is so fun. I love you. And now it's like, oh, now I can't get her back in her own bed. So now I've just shot myself in the foot. Now I've forgotten about all the cute memories and I'm sitting here going, shit. Now I know why parents don't allow their kids to do things like this.
Right. You know when she'll stop sleeping in your bed if you continue to allow it? Because I saw it happen with my friends. When she starts going to school and starts having sleepovers and the friends are like, you don't sleep with your parents still, do you? And it's like she gets embarrassed and then she's like, no, I saw it happen with my little friends. And like,
how old?
That didn't happen.
Kindergarten.
That didn't happen to me.
It didn't.
No. I slept with my parents and then I worked my way over to Easton's room because I was so terrified of sleeping by myself.
Really?
Yeah.
What age did you stop sleeping in my room?
When I got my new bedroom, which I think was going into the 7th grade.
That I'm not kidding you, because I remember she was waking up earlier than me to go to school, but in my bed.
Yeah. I was terrified.
Wow. Oh, that's
I would
sweet,
have like
though.
little friends come over and they would watch things like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or whatever. Actually, that could have been later on in life, but like Chucky, and it was so terrifying and scarring for me. And I would watch it because I wanted to be like the cool kids.
Yeah.
And then
Couldn't sleep in your bed like one,
the
though.
sun would start a falling down, I would sink into sheer terrifyingness. Terrified of everything.
Would you, when you were having sleepovers, leave your girlfriends and sleep with Easton and then go back in your room in the morning?
No.
Okay.
No, I
'Cause
just
you
like
were
being with someone.
Okay. Okay.
Because I wanted to know if I was going to get murdered. There's a possibility that the friend could get murdered first and scream, alert me, and I could make a run for it. I was a very fast runner in elementary school.
So
Sure. Yes.
I was
it's
just bait.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mom
That's
and Dad
it.
were
That's
just
all
bait.
anyone wants.
It's
Oh,
like me
yeah.
in the ocean with Kyle. He will make me go out a little further, so if a shark comes, I'm the one that's eaten first.
Okay, I've
You know, the
taken
day
notes.
you went surfing, I did tell Kyle, I said, I want you to just, beware that a woman died today in the Bahamas.
You did tell
She
him
got eaten by a shark.
Worst timing, but he still went.
By the way, I heard that it's like few and far between that a shark attack happens where someone dies. It's like 1 in a million, right? And I'm like, well, for it being
why
1
am
in a million, I
hearing
hear about them
them
pretty often.
Yeah, that's how
so
I feel.
much.
Because in 2019, a woman was swimming in the Bahamas and 3 sharks attacked her before the 4th one went in for the kill. All right, so
What?
you will not catch me further than ankle deep in that motherfucker, all right?
Is that why you didn't go surfing?
Yeah.
There's-
Oh, I just thought it looked boring to you or something.
boring.
Oh, no.
Boring.
Look terrifying.
Borophyll.
Oh my God. Okay, that makes sense.
Chlorophyll. More like
like
borophyll.
I don't even know what that's from, but it's
Oh
hilarious.
my
Are
God.
you joking me?
Is that a chlorophyll commercial?
No, it's
What?
on Waterboy.
Water Boy? I haven't seen that in so long.
Are you joking, Jessica?
No, I'm not. Damn.
Oh, here playing foosball.
I know that one.
All them teeth and no toothbrush.
No, I didn't go out surfing because I'm terrified of sharks.
Okay.
But yet I named my daughter Ocean after something that I have sheer panic over. I look at the water and I'm like, that is powerful and it's a no-go for me.
Yeah.
Moving right along. I have a little bit of head congestion today, so I'm having
That's
out-of-body
how I feel.
experiences. It's almost like I'm watching myself talk. I'm a little too in tune with what's coming out of my mouth, so I'm a little slow. Just know that's why.
Interesting.
Yeah. None of my eyeballs are off.
Kyle
what?
had a 24-hour bug the other day, so as long as we don't get that. I woke up at 4 a.m. to him going, because he throws up like that. It's so, sorry for anyone who's grossed out by that, but
That
it's
is-
so loud.
That's intense.
It was in the bathroom.
Sometimes. you
By
just
the
gotta
way,
get
let's
it
talk
out.
about this real quick. Jessica, I have to say this.
Oh, no.
You are a human that was sent straight from God. a real stand-up chick. A real
gem.
saint, a real gem. This bitch saved a fish from dying in Hawaii. We had already recorded the podcast. We go on this fantastic hike. It's absolutely gorgeous. The wave, when it hits, it's almost like Little Mermaid, and the water, like, I've posted a video of me summoning the sea. So it's right there, and then the water crashes onto the cliff. Easton makes his way over to this little puddle in the rocks on the cliff. And he's like, oh my gosh, there's
It's a
like a crab in
crab
here or
something."
something. Jessica walks over and is like, That's not a crab. That's a fish. The fish is dying. It's gorgeous. It's blue. It's got a little streak of like light yellow. You know?
Looks like a flounder
It looked like a
sorts.
dory.
It looked a bit dory-like.
It looked a bit dory, like it was big too.
Yeah.
It was ginormous.
And you hucked that thing.
Jessica put her hand into that little pond.
I think I have a video of it.
And threw the fish back into the open sea. And it was absolutely magical.
I have a video of it. I'll send it to you.
Okay, send it to me. I have a video of it as well. DM me for pics and vids.
It looks like the fish may not have made it when you threw it into the ocean, but I think it did.
Okay, it did. It flip-flopped. And that's so funny because to me, did you ever go fishing as a kid?
No.
No.
I couldn't.
I mean, we went to
hated
that one place, which was like a ton of fish. More of like a catch and release type situation.
Sure. I didn't like the when you would get them and then it'd get caught in their lip. It seemed like torture, so I didn't for that long. But while I did, because I grew up on the lake, you know how to grab them because a lot of the fish in upstate New York lakes have spikes where if you grab them wrong, they'll spike your hands. So that's why I was grabbing. But like that to me, you were so impressed, which made me feel proud because I was like, it didn't feel very impressive.
Jessica, you saved a beautiful fish that would have died in that little pond and released it back into the ocean. It was one of the highlights. I know I'm like acting like cheesy about it, but I'm actually being dead serious. It was one of the highlights of my trip to watch you save that fish and return it back to its home.
She went and told Lisa and was very excited about it. That was the first thing she said.
Lisa. I was excited to tell Lisa because I was like, Lisa's going to be happy. Wow, that makes me happy. Well, good. I'm glad Mr. Nemo is still alive and well, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
He's thriving. And then after that, we make our way to dinner. And that morning, Jessica found jujitsu on the island. And my mother at the dinner table asks Jessica, do you, dead ass, do you do some of your jujitsu moves on Kyle in the bedroom?
No, Kyle, you should have seen his face. He was mid-chew. And I was like kind of looking at him and Lisa's right here. He's mid-chew. And she asked the question and he just stops chewing and he's like, and looks forward and then like looks at her like, did she really just ask that?
Thank God we don't have HR.
No.
It was the funniest thing to me ever. By the way, because I've gotten a couple DMs that were like, oh, is this like, you can do these things to Kyle? This could be a sexual thing. Let me make this clear right now. There's nothing that sounds worse to me than being, and this is my preference, than putting Kyle in a sexual chokehold in the bedroom. That's so I'm already masculine enough in my life as far as like, I like control and like, you know, whatever, work and personal. And I'm kind of like, I have like a masculine personality and like a obnoxious sense of humor. In the bedroom, I'm 100% feminine or whatever that definition is to me. Masculine, if I ever put Kyle in a chokehold in the bedroom, I would be horrified. Nothing
By the
makes
way,
me
though,
drier.
it is a little sexual because you've done these roles with people in the office.
Yes. Thank God we don't have an HR there as well.
And it looks very sexual.
Which is so funny because I feel like it feels cool, but then when I see a video of it, it looks so chaotic and flopping around and I'm like, ugh, don't show me
But by
that.
the way, you're also showing people how to do it in slow motion, so it looks more sexual, but I think if you were to do it really fast, it would be like, oh, she's kicking this guy's ass.
Hopefully. I didn't do.
Hopefully.
I didn't do very well in Hawaii.
I looked at my mom. And it was like, number one, why? Totally none of your business.
Think before
and second
you
of all,
speak.
well, that just goes to show we have no boundaries. We're boundaryless in the Birmingham household.
She's so funny. And then she goes, when I said no, I didn't do it in the bedroom to Kyle because it was not my thing. And then she goes, well, why? And she said, well, why would you want to do it then?
Why would you want to do jujitsu?
Do jujitsu. And that's when you were like, well, let me tell you something. Jessica used to be scared of everything, and now she's not as scared. That's when you came in. I love Lise. She's hilarious.
Jessica will throw
Hands.
down.
Give Them Lala is sponsored by BetterHelp. Whether or not your family gives gifts during the holidays, you can always give yourself the gift of a healthier you. Whether by starting therapy, going easier on yourself in tough moments, or treating yourself to a day of complete rest, remember to give yourself some love this holiday season. This time of year can be a lot. It's hectic, it's stressful, it's really easy to forget to take time for yourself, but you deserve it as much as your loved ones do. And it's super convenient with BetterHelp. It's entirely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule, even during the holidays. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. In the season of giving, give yourself what you need with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/GTL today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/GTL. If you like using debit over credit, don't you think it's time to also get rewarded? Well, now you can with Discover Cashback Debit. It's a checking account that rewards everyone with cash back on everyday purchases, plus there are no fees, period. We're talking date nights, thrifting the latest trends, nights out with your friends, and it's now earning you cash back with Discover Cashback Debit. Check out eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashbackdebit. Discover Bank, member FDIC. We also took epic nudies of me. I don't know what I've done to people to make them think I'm some sort of prude now, probably because I'm a man hater and anti-sex, but it's all good. Anyway, moving on. But like every time I post anything with my ass in it, people are like so floored. Whereas before, like back in the day, people were like, yes, bitch, get it, work. And now everyone's like, oh, you have a daughter. And I'm like, and?
Really? Because I have nothing but positive comments on the photo I posted of your booty, the BTS.
Well, let's talk about that. I want to talk about this real quick. I'm floored. I am floored at the fact that some of you people out there can crack the hardest of hardest cases. But something that's right in front of you, like, I don't know, the fact that Easton has an arm full of tattoos and there's no tattoos on the person who's taking the ass photo of me, that one is just, you miss. Y'all are out in these streets helping solve crimes. But something that's right there, you miss? Everyone thought that was Easton.
By the way,
taking
if you guys,
photo.
if you need a reference, I posted it on my Instagram in my Hawaii post, and it's one of the last photos. It's like the yellow bikini one. But yeah, it's a nudie of Lala in the shower. There's me with my phone taking BTS, and then a guy behind me. Granted, the hair is a little shaggy, and I guess they have a similar body type. But there's no tattoos.
There's no
tattoos. But I don't
tattoos.
have any tattoos. I can see where people would assume it's me, but if you're going to think it's me, let's really dive in.
Right.
And who do these people take me for? What the fuck?
Who do they take me for?
Easton did not take a nudie of Lala in the shower or BTS or anything. As a matter of fact, what did you do when I said, okay, nudie time in the shower?
I walked over and I took care of Ocean.
First.
Yeah, I was going to say,
he walked over to the house,
not
not over to the shower.
No,
yeah.
he left.
From one house to the other house, a house away from the nudie.
Yeah.
Just so I didn't, because if I would have seen that, I'd have scratched my eyes out.
Yeah.
It was just beyond that people would think that it's like we're close, but we're not
that
weird.
Close. Yeah. Incest.
Like like I would ever allow that ever in my life.
There's no world in which I ever see Lala saying, Easton, take some BTS of me nude in the shower.
Could you imagine?
I could never imagine. And by the way, the DMs I got
what
about...
What is BTS?
Oh, behind the scenes. It's also a K-pop band. So...
What?
It's
awesome.
A K-pop band.
Yeah,
so
that is
exciting.
true. So I'm glad we cleared that up. But you did say most people in the DMs were saying one woman was like 100 years old. The other person was like clearly older.
Had Lisa's eyeballs.
Had Lisa's eyeballs where she needs like 2 pairs of glasses and contacts, right?
Yes. And then the one who said, wild Lala allowing these random men to photograph her nude. Number one, gay.
would you like... Well, and random men. Yes. Random men. That's usually who I let see my naked body. What would you like them to be? Not random, my close cousin.
Right.
Like, what the fuck do you mean? Yes, I want random men who I don't know to look at me naked. That's my comfort zone.
It's exactly.
Who are you letting see you naked?
Their brother and sister, I guess.
Yeah, right? You fucking weirdos.
I feel like if you're asking, you've been through it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, but also like...
So whoever was DMing, you've been through it, you fucking weirdo.
Weirdo.
We're offended. Can you tell?
Weirdo.
We're offended.
Yes.
And then someone said, this would make sense why you would let your brother do this. You people from Utah are weird. I was like, that I will not dispute. Us people from Utah
Maybe that's
are
why
weird.
that's why they thought of it. All right, maybe it's all making sense now.
But the rest of it offended. A couple weeks ago, I went to Disneyland.
Oh no, I've been waiting to hear this story.
Wish I saw it, but I didn't get to see it.
All right, we're waiting in line for the longest. The line says that it's 30 minutes. It is a more of a minute than 35 or whatever it said. Okay, more of a minute than what it said. Waiting in line. Ocean is in a strange phase right now where she's having meltdown. She wants to crawl on everything. She wants to bully the fuck out of me on a regular basis. So we finally get to the car at Autopia. Never been on it ever in all my lives. Jax and Brittany are with us with Cruise. Easton goes down to 6. We have cars 1, 2, and 6. Easton goes. Jax and Britt are behind. The man, his name is Joshua, at Autopia at Disneyland. Okay? Okay. We get in to the car. After waiting for probably an hour, and Ocean wants to drive. She can't drive the car. So she starts having a meltdown. So I buckle us all in. She's losing her mind, whatever. And Joshua goes, yeah, she's really upset. I can't force her to go. And I was like, you're not forcing her to go. We're forcing her to go. She's fine. We're all good. Let's just go. And he goes, you're more than welcome to watch. And I go, you mean what I've been doing for the past hour?
Yeah.
Is watching? It's what I've been doing while waiting in line, is watching. So no, I would not like to go and watch some more. She's fine. And he's like, yeah. And he says it again. The thing is I can't make her go. And I go, Joshua, she wants to drive the car. She'll calm down if you let her drive the car. Is she allowed to drive the car? He goes, yeah, no, she's not big enough to drive the car. And I go, well, that's why she's freaking out. So I was like, Mom, you got to get out of the car. We can't go. And my mom goes, you're kidding me. Are you joking me, Joshua? Joshua, is this a joke? So I go, just get the fuck out of the car, Mom. So now Ocean's losing her mind that she has to get out of the car. I said, Joshua, I'm going to need to talk to you again. She won't get out of the car. You want to know why? Because she wants to go on the ride. She just wants to drive the car.
Right.
So you can tell her would you like to remove her from the car? He's like, yeah, see, I'm not allowed to remove her from the car. And I go, then let us drive. Let us go on this fucking ride. Okay? Finally, he turns the car off. He turns the car off because I say that. He's like, I just can't let you guys go. Now I'm losing it. Now I'm about to fucking lose it. My mom is whispering in Ocean's ears, stop crying. Stop crying. You got to stop crying. Finally, she shapes up. We distract. He turns the car back on. And I'm hauling ass trying to. This is the most difficult ride I've ever been on. Okay? The most difficult ride. I come hauling around the corner to see Joshua again. I try to hit him with the vehicle.
It's on a track.
On accident. And then I realize we're on a track, which makes all the sense on why I was driving so well, though, because it did seem a little out of control and then it would jerk back in. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I know I'm getting it down. No, it was just on the track.
I try to hit him with the vehicle.
Fuck Joshua at Autopia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remove her from the car. I'm like, and like so jovial about it, but like really standing his ground.
Oh,
I was
of
like,
course.
like a Disney character.
Like a Disney.
God,
you sound just like Jennifer Coolidge, by the way, when you're doing Joshua, and I really hope he sounded like that.
Yeah, they
he sounded
bamboozled.
exactly like that.
They bamboozled us on that whole ride.
Yeah, the ride was actually shit. I'll never go on it.
I'll never go on it. And did
it was
not
actually
tire your
super
foot out?
boring. Oh, and the pedal was so hard to push down. It was like a thigh workout.
We're talking the ones in like all in the brown. It
No,
like goes in a
it's like-
circle.
no,
it's in the brown desert area of
No,
right?
that's
The
cars.
Yeah,
no, this
cars.
is Autopia. Like
this is
it's just
Autopia.
vehicles
Oh.
on that you drive. There's like it's just real
There's
gas
another
cars. It
driving
is
car
what it
for
is.
cars?
For cars.
I think that's a
I
roller
don't think it's
coaster,
dry.
though.
It's like more
You
like
just
a
get
roller
on it and it's a
coaster, yeah.
track.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. Every time I go, it's like an hour and 30. So never been on it.
Well,
it's
and we're
so
too
nice.
busy
It's
doing
fun.
Little Mermaid,
Yep.
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, Peter Pan. It's a lot of like
It's killer every time
very-
we go.
boring rides. Anyway, so that happened at Disneyland. Joshua, the next time I see you, I'm going toes, bro. Cash me outside. Just kidding.
Oh,
He
so
was
funny.
actually, once I calmed down because he just wasn't getting it, I was like, you know what? Mad respect.
For doing his job.
He was doing his job, and, like, I like that he wasn't, like, forcing my kid to go, but I needed him to understand, like, it has nothing to do with her not wanting to be on the ride. It has to do with the fact that she would like to drive the vehicle. And I was trying to convey that to him, but he was in his own world of, like, being a powerhouse.
In his Disney world. And also, I feel good for him there, because imagine the adults that want to go on rides, so they force their kids to be traumatized. Like, you know.
Well, Ocean's completely over. She used to love Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, every time I take her and tell her we're going to Disneyland, she's like, I don't want to do pirates.
Right when we get out of the car. No pirates.
No pirates. I wonder.
I don't like it.
No pirates.
I don't like it. That's what she does, so we don't do that.
Cute.
Unwrap the first of many presents this season with holidays on the house from DraftKings Casino. With hundreds of games, prizes, and promos, DraftKings Casino has everything on your list. Right now, new players who play $5 get $100 instantly in casino credits. So what are you waiting for? Cozy up with all the classics like slots, blackjack, and roulette. Or play exclusive games you'll only find at DraftKings Casino to feel the holiday cheer all season long. Download the DraftKings Casino app now and sign up with promo code GiveThemLala and play $5 to get $100 in casino credits. That's promo code GiveThemLala, only at DraftKings Casino. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus. Physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. One per opted-in new customer. $5 wager required. Max $100 in casino credit awarded, which require one-time playthrough within 7 days. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/holidays on the house. Restrictions apply. I have been to some stunning weddings in the last few years. Some friends from back home. I think about Jackson Brittany's fairy tale wedding in Kentucky. Obviously, Brock and Sheena's beautiful beach wedding in Mexico last year. And I know what it took to make both of those weddings absolutely perfect. And I also know that when you're getting married, it's not just about the big day. It's about all the days along the way, and Zola is here for all of them. Zola has your back when it comes to save the dates, invitations, and even thank you cards. Zola also has a great gift registry that offers a zero-fee cash option, so your guests can make a contribution to the honeymoon or maybe a down payment on a house or whatever you and your soon-to-be spouse are passionate about. And then there's the Zola Wedding website, the perfect place to include all the important details about the wedding, maybe even an introduction to your bridal party, and of course, easy access to the gift registry. The options are absolutely endless, but the website will probably save you a lot of headaches and hassle by having everything in one easy place. So if you're planning a wedding, do everyone a big favor and use Zola. Your guests will love it almost as much as you will. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com.
Let's talk about this. Did you guys see Jeannie Mai and Jeezy are now divorcing? It was originally said that Jeannie cheated on Jeezy. Do you know who young Jeezy is?
Are you out of your mind? Of course I do. And I know who Jeannie Mai is. She's stunning. Her style is impeccable.
Yeah, they had a baby. I think it's a little girl. She's not that old. I think a year, maybe younger. So it was said that Jeezy filed for divorce because Jeannie had cheated. Well, then it comes out that actually Jeezy was the one that was unfaithful. And in their prenup, there is a clause that states that if he cheats, she gets a payout. I don't know if that's going to hold up in court. Prenups, this is from just my small amount of knowledge that I gained when concocting a prenup. If this happened in the state of California is a no-fault state, which means the court doesn't care if someone cheated, X, Y, and Z, doesn't matter. They just know that you want to end the marriage, right? When I tried to get the clause put in to my own prenup, this was years ago, the no cheating, they said you can put it in there. It will not hold up. There is nothing that you can put in there about cheating. So it must have been two people that actually decided, like, sure, I'll put that in. I love you. Why would I not put it in? But if Jeezy decides to fight her on that, that could go away.
Do you think it was, I'm just going off of immediate thoughts, the legal counsel you got was not necessarily there to represent you, and that's why they said that?
That could very well be the case. Yeah.
Because I've heard it being put in prenups. But
what state, though?
California.
Oh, really?
Yeah, only because, like, I heard that's a thing that's almost like not a racket, but I need to find this article that women will marry older men.
Okay.
And just for that, put it in the prenup, and then they know they're cheaters. And then as soon as they get caught, they're like, okay, great, it's my payout. Have a nice day.
Okay, well, if you guys that are listening have a different experience, please write in. I'm just going off of what I was told. And I've also seen where you can put anything into a document like that. If the opposing party decides I'm pushing back and I'll pay through the nose in legal fees just out of principle that you don't get shit, see you in court, the judge could rule on anything.
Yeah.
Right?
I have heard that prenups don't mean shit, which is also depressing. So it's like...
You just hope that both of you abide by the prenup. Otherwise, if there's one person on the other end who's got mad money and they're like, you know what? I don't really dig this prenup anymore. I'm going to fight it. Mm-hmm. And I don't care how much. I don't care if you're wanting $1 million and I spend $5 million with legal fees. It's about not paying you a damn dime. That happens all the time. Mm-hmm. Trust me, if someone doesn't want you to get paid, they'll make sure you don't get paid.
That is so wild. Then what's the point?
I just can't wait to get married.
No, seriously.
No,
what's the
I
point?
say that about marriage. I don't mean that about marriage. What's the What's the point of a prenup?
What's the point of anything? Literally,
right.
Because you can sue or do anything for whatever reason, and people say, well, they'll never win. And it's like, right, but I still got to pay legal fees to get to that point of a judge saying, you don't get anything.
I just learned
Very
this.
depressing.
I was very depressing. I was talking to a friend over the phone, and she's going through something with a building she used to live in, and she is 100,000% in the right from what she's told me. Yet this building corporation has so much money and so much power. They're just draining her bank account.
100%.
And it's heartbreaking. And she's like, I'm literally not only in debt, and then she's going to have to file another suit to pay that. Like, she's like, I've been so mentally and emotionally and physically exhausted from this. I'm just going to be out money in debt, and I'm going to wipe my hands clean. And I was like, that is heartbreaking because you're in the right.
No, I know, isn't it? It's really, really heartbreaking.
It's awful.
I think the system is designed to bleed you dry, exhaust you, so that you give up and never want to come back.
It's yucky.
And that's in all of it. Whether it's you're going through a custody battle, you're going through a divorce, you're going through a legal thing where someone's suing you and who's right, who's wrong. You know what? Just roll into Judge Judy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You might get more fair representation there. I mean, they always say, though, it's the legal system. It's not the justice system. Because there's no justice. You know?
Absolutely right.
Amen.
Sorry, they kind of went over my head. I'm feeling a little froggy today, so I'm gonna leap. What's that on? You feeling froggy? Oh, Malibu's Most Wanted. So good.
I wanted you to finish it, but you didn't.
What is it?
I said I wanted you to finish, but you didn't.
Feeling froggy? Then leap.
Never seen this.
And seeing as my foot is real, this would really hurt.
Is this a cartoon?
Is real.
You've never seen Malibu's Most Wanted?
Who's in
just
it?
Jamie Kennedy.
Oh,
Watch it with Kyle.
Anthony Anderson, Taye Diggs.
really?
The guy who just passed away, who was Farrah Fawcett's life partner. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Great movie. Impeccable movie. All right, the next thing that I have to talk about. Jada Pinkett Smith. After all those years trying to figure out if I would leave Will's side, it took that slap for me to see I will never leave him. Cut to Will Smith is hanging out with a Jada Pinkett Smith lookalike at Art Basel in Miami over the weekend. this infuriated me.
Why?
You're telling me, let's just say it's all roses and rainbows, okay? Ups and downs, like a marriage has. And it took for this man to assault someone on your behalf for you to be like, I do love you. Not the children, not the great memories, but for him to walk up, mortify himself, lose out on multiple jobs, firings, for you to say, let me tell you something with that statement. You are a toxic woman. You are a toxic woman, and I'm telling you, Will, you better run.
I mean, you should have known it was toxic before you had to hit somebody.
Disgusting for her to say that.
I hate that statement, and it's such that she made about that because I think she made that on like Armchair Expert or something.
I
but
don't like her.
I've always felt
I always loved her.
I've always loved her. I've always loved her, and the way she speaks. I listened to her on Armchair Expert. She's so eloquent and she makes a lot of points and she gives space to everyone she's talking to, like a space for your opinion. She allows you to change her mind in the moment, which is honestly what I try and do. And I've always respected that. And then to say something like that, I'm like, Jada, come on.
I couldn't believe that when I read it. And maybe, like, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt of like, no, let me elaborate. This is what I meant, because of course this is going to be the headline. And we're the podcast that only reads the headline. So there's no winning for anyone who says one little thing that's fucked up because we don't get the context. We just get the headline. But I was like, I have to assume you're with someone 20 plus years. That there were many moments that went into the relationship where they like had your back, encouraged you to, go and do what you wanted to do. She started that, what was it, the Red Table?
Yep.
Red Table Talk?
Red Table Talk.
I'm sure he was very supportive of that. And for you to go, you know what? This is the one thing that he's done that's going to make me always stand by him. It's like, so to see him so down in the dumps and he's there because of something he did on your behalf. Like that's what people have to do.
Yeah,
to,
it's backwards.
I just don't like that at all.
It's backwards. It doesn't make any sense. She did, I believe, I remember her, she did elaborate a little and she was like, it was something. I'm not even going to try and repeat it because I'll get it wrong. But yeah, that's yuck. That's a bummer. On a bright note, I'm kind of happy that Will's out there finally living his life. As long as he's not, obviously if it's a situation where Jada and Will got back together or whatever, and they're like, we're going to do it this time, and then Will's out there fucking around, it's like, well, now it's just messy. But if he's like, no, you know what, I'm done hanging on and clinging on, and I'm going to go live my life and hang out with a chick, then good for him.
Do you think he was messing around with other women during their separation and Jada was just the one who was outed?
100%. I was just going to say that. I think it's different a lot with men and women. And I'm sure in my opinion, I'm making this up. I think he hooked up with I think he was smart about it. I think he probably hooked up with other celebs on sets, things that he knew weren't going to get out versus, Jada maybe hooked up with someone a little messier and he told someone who told someone.
Was it August Alsina? Was it that?
Yeah.
And August Alsina's a loudmouth, so that's why.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, but he made I think he made a song about it. But
well,
I could be very wrong. I'm just assuming.
He made a song after the fact. It was like everyone was talking about the word entanglement, and then he went and made a song called Entanglement.
Yes, he did. So that's messy in itself. I think the people Will were hooking up with are too
high level.
Yeah, for that. I think he was smart, if that's what you want to say about it, and probably hooked up with people who he's like, this will never get out. Co-stars.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I have a hard time believing that he was like, I know that we're separated, but I'm just so in love. Like men tend to think with their
I'm just
peeps.
thinking with my dick.
Yeah. I'm just thinking with my dick. Yes. I feel like he was thinking with his dick, but his dick has a very high IQ and knows.
Very smart dick.
Very smart dick. Yep. And that's what you got to have. Got to have smart dick.
Well, that's what you got to have. Smart
Not
dick.
a big dick, just a smart one.
Dick.
Right? That is exactly right. Okay, so I got to be completely honest with y'all. I have not watched a lick of TV recently.
You've been watching more holiday stuff?
I've been watching a lot of holiday stuff. Again, Ocean's on repeater mode, and I don't really have a moment to myself. And so I can't watch. Like this morning, she was off doing her thing, and I thought I was safe to watch some like old school Roni. And it was like Ramona calling Bethany such a bitch or whatever, and then Ocean started repeating it. And so I had to check her again. It's really gotten out of hand. And can I tell you, I've actually been really, really great at not cussing.
No, I'm getting better because of that reason.
The whole family has.
Wow.
The
whole family has.
Everything.
Yes,
right.
she does.
And then on that song that just released, by the way.
Oh, yeah, the song came out and it says
Congratulations.
Rachel bitch, and she says it.
Rachel bitch.
No, and I keep saying, no, Rachel sits down. And she goes, Rachel sits? No. She's like, that doesn't make any sense.
She's so smart.
And
She's
you
very
can't laugh,
smart.
too. And if she curses and you kind of make a face, she's smart enough, and then she knows that that's the one,
Right.
the word.
Right.
And she just repeater modes.
No, I heard her say it
Parrot.
I heard her swear for the first time in Hawaii, and when I tell you, I had to bite my tongue so hard so I didn't laugh. It was the cutest thing I've ever heard in my life.
What'd
If
she
it were
say?
up to me, I think she said fuck or shit maybe, because I had said shit, and then she just repeated it to herself quietly, like shit or something, and I was like, and then that's when you were like, no, Jessica said sit, she sit or whatever, and she said fuck it sometime too, and it was honestly cutest thing I've ever heard.
Well,
No,
she'll
it's
do
just-
this thing, you guys. She's like using the words correctly, which is what makes me very nervous, but also proud. Not proud that she's cussing, stay out of the comment section, but just like that she's so intelligent. Like she'll sit there and she'll be looking at something and she'll be like,
She's very articulate.
yeah, and she'll be like, what the fuck?
That's what she said. What the fuck? She was looking at like the cookie or something. And I about died. I said, you know what? What the fuck is that? You're right. I didn't say that.
I know, but it is what it is. Anyway, that's why I haven't been watching a lot of reality TV. I've also kind of been in my bubble.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're winding down the year. I will say, and I know that I can say this to all of you guys because I'm sure we're all in the same boat. We're getting a little bit tired. I know we had that beautiful vacation to Hawaii, but I'm just feeling like it's time. I want to reset. We're making a few moves before the end of the year, before we, hit the ground running in 2024. But I'm just a little tired, and I want to stay in my bubble, and I'm feeling that watching reality TV may be a little too close to home right now. Like I came off my Hawaiian vacation. I'm sort of still in that like little bubble.
Yeah.
So I haven't watched anything. That being said, in a very long-winded way, we did another AMA. People seem to like the AMAs, like a lot.
Yeah.
They're like, please do more random episodes like this.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going to play out the random episodes, and they're going to say, please talk about Real Housewives or something. Or like Paris in Love. Someone asked me, can you guys please watch, is it Paris in Love or In Love in Paris?
Paris in Love, I believe.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
Which Logan did the set design for like the promo or like the opening. I guess she's in like a room full of a lot of flowers and pinkness, and Logan did all of that.
That's awesome.
Logan, my gay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So here we go.
It looks cute. She looks so fabulous in every freaking frame I see. I'm like, is it just constant hair and makeup? I doubt it is. She's just stunning. But every time I see her for
She's
promos,
getting ready.
No, every time I see her for promos, she looks like a magazine cover.
I remember the first time I saw her in a magazine, and I thought I was so young. I was probably 6th, 7th grade. She was the most stunning thing I had ever seen. And my best friend, Danny, and I, she loved Nicole Richie. I was obsessed with Paris Hilton. We suddenly thought we were them. So we were in the 7th grade. And we convinced our science teacher at Churchill Junior High to allow us to do our worksheets together. And if we could sign our names, Paris and Nicole. And she would know that it was Lauren and Danielle. And she allowed it.
She did?
Yeah. So on the name, we'd write a heart. And then inside put Paris and Nicole. And that was me and her. We were obsessed with The Simple Life.
That is so cute.
Yeah.
That's cute. Okay.
Simple times.
It was
Simpler
simple
times.
times, and I miss them tremendously.
All right. AMAs. Here we go. First question. Oh, and it has to do with the holidays. So that is
Love
perfect.
that for us.
Advice for sober dating around the holidays. And is it tougher for you, Lala, to be sober during this time?
Dating during the holidays. I think my biggest thing for dating during the holidays and not wanting to go and drink, right? Have that not be the thing. I think there's so many things that you can go and do that you don't need to drink for. I mean, Christmas lights where it's like so cute to just have your hot chocolate. And by the way, you can make yourself look like you're having a cocktail without actually having one. Like, I love to do the thing where you have like the little short glass, like a splash of cranberry, sparkling water. You can put your little cranberries in it with a lime and you look like you're having a cocktail, and the placebo effect is real. Like, I do that all the time.
That's cute.
I'm also a disgusting fucking love eggnog. But most people put like, what? Is it a little bit of rum?
Is it whiskey?
Whiskey? Which is it?
I just drink eggnog by itself.
Yeah, because I love it just by itself.
I drink it by itself too.
Liquor ruined it.
Right. You don't need to have alcohol. Like, just trick your brain into thinking I have a drink in my hand and I'm feeling the same way as everybody else. I love bowling during the holidays. I don't know why. I think it's because back in Utah, our family tradition was we would always go bowling during the holidays.
It was Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
But during the day, like early afternoon, so it was great.
Wow.
Yeah, so things like that. For me staying sober, I've been sober for a while now. We're approaching, my 5th holiday going into no drinking, so it's just second nature to me. But I've said many times with the dating thing, I don't go out really. Like, the only way I'm going to meet someone is if I get on a dating app. So when that time comes, like I've said multiple times, I'm downloading the Bumble app. I'm going to put all of my, hardcore details in the bio. So you know what you're getting into the moment that I may, swipe on you. I'm sober, so I'm not going to, be getting drunk with you. You're going to know that I don't want to get married and have children with you. Like, you're going to know the things that I think about life.
Right.
It's just going to be easier that way. What, I'm supposed to roll into some bar, meet a guy who's got a buzz, and I'm like, hey, Lala, real name Lauren. I've got a baby. I don't drink. Not really sure why I'm here. Also, never want to get married. Like, it's too intense.
But didn't you say that you want your partner to drink? You don't want a sober partner. Did you say that? I remember you saying that.
I would like my future partner to be a normie. Again, I can just put it in my Bumble profile.
Yeah.
This is what I'm looking for. Let's not waste time here.
Right. Yeah. That's smart. I like you said, for me, I'm not even sober and just drinking no alcohol during the holidays. And if you're someone who is a normie, but maybe when you drink, you're with your family, and that's when drama comes out, maybe don't drink. Because I've been doing it lately. I did it for Thanksgiving, and it was beautiful.
Also, put some mugs into the freezer and get them all icy and cold, and then get a Heineken Zero. Yes. Pour your beer in there. You feel like you're drinking a beer. It tastes the exact same. By the way, there's so many people out there who they're not sober. They're just choosing not to drink. It's a huge thing that's happening right now. We have non-spirit, what do you call them? Little shops. Instead of going into a wine store, you go into a non-spirit, non-wine store. And everything in there is non-alcohol.
That's the move. That's the move.
That's the move.
Okay. This is a cute one. What song, or maybe sad, breaks your heart? What song breaks your guy's heart every time you hear it, and why?
Love after love after
Do you believe?
Yeah.
Because our mom listened to that on repeat after her dad died.
So that just is my memory of it. Yeah.
You want to know what song breaks my heart? Fast Car by
Tracy Chapman.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know what it is about that song. I remember after my dad died, there was something about the it was just sad to me.
Yeah.
And I love that song. Sometimes when I need to sob my eyes out, I listen to it.
I listen to that song on repeat to this day, every probably 5 days.
It's so
I love
good.
the song.
Yeah.
It's so good. There's a song that my friend sent me that wasn't even supposed to be sad. It's called Nitrous Gas by a band Frightened Rabbit, who I'd never listened to before. I'm obsessed with them now, but it's deep. Listen to it and it'll make you cry immediately.
Oh,
gosh.
no.
It's
Send
like,
it to me.
I will. It's like just a beautiful, haunting song.
That's another song that's absolutely heartbreaking is the song by Evanescence.
What? Bring Me to Life?
No, that one's epic. The other one where it's like,
I think the one that I was
not
just thinking
bringing
of
it.
that I couldn't think
Immortal?
of, I think
Yes.
this is
Mhm,
it.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful song.
And what is how
it
does it go?
reminds,
Immortal.
and that's what Mom used to
How does
listen
it-
to on repeat.
How
with
does it go?
Mimi.
Because I need to know. Because
It's-
I know it's a song I'm
Here,
thinking
I can
about,
play
but I
just
can't.
a quick. I know
We can do it later. We can just do it later.
What's the next one?
Oh, my eyes came across this, and this kind of has to do with everyone.
Okay.
It says, this one's for Jess. How did you get into being an assistant, and do you have any tips? I'll answer that
Likes
quick.
assisting. She likes assisting people.
It's a
I
gift.
had a plan of being a short-term assistant when I came on for Lala. We interviewed on the show. And
What does that mean? You were planning on quitting after you found something better? Is that what you mean?
No, I said, so I saw it. Oh, people ask me this all the time, so I'm going to say it. The job posting for Lala was literally it was shared. It was on one job website, but where I saw it was a Facebook Women in Business in LA page. That's not a joke. Women in
Okay.
Business in LA. And I saw it and like someone shared it and was like, this seems like it would be fun for someone. I saw it and I was like, oh, that's like Lala Kent's company. It said, give them Lala assistant. I thought I was going to be working at an office, the offices of Give Them Lala, not your assistant, personal assistant, by the way. I was like, oh, this could be cool. Maybe we'll see Lala every once in a while. And she's like a businesswoman and she's really killing it. And I could learn a lot from her. I'll work there for like a year and then learn a lot about business and then move on to the next job. Because, that was the plan. But then I met Lala directly and then I was upfront and I was like, I moved here for this and this is whatever. And Lala and I just clicked and I'm obsessed with her and she's never going to be able to get rid of me. But
No, you're never going to be able to get rid of
The
me.
anxiety,
Jessica.
that just relief
looking-
when you said that.
a tip for a good assistant, because I see people fail at this a lot, is remember, and this is going to sound messed up, you don't have to comment, remember who employs you. Remember, like, your place, I want to say, which is really messed up because always stand up for yourself. I know an assistant in Hollywood, there's a lot of people that deal with a lot of bad shit. But also, if you're friends with or really get along with your boss, remember they employ you. They pay your bills. So, like, they can be friendly and joke and this and that. But at the end of the day, you are the employee. So you have to, like, just always just remember that. Don't ever,
You're great at that, Jess.
Oh, thank you.
Like,
I try. I see you're amazing and I love you and I click with you and I love your whole family. And sometimes sometimes I'm not great at that. But I think when you can always reel it in, I do see a lot of assistants and sometimes like get a little too comfy or they're watching movies with their bosses all of a sudden. And I'm like, it's a work day. What are you doing?
Well, it was strange. Someone had asked me something about your pay.
Okay.
Someone a part of the Give Them Lala team, right? And they said, we just want to make sure that, like, if you guys go out to dinner and let's just say you say one thing about the podcast, is she going to charge you overtime? And I was like, Jessica and I don't go out to dinner. I was like, the other night when you were there was the first time that I've ever been out with Jessica in a social setting.
Right.
And they were floored by that.
Yeah.
Like, granted, that's not by choice. I love hanging out with you. But you're just good. Like, you don't take advantage. You're good at keeping that boundary. I feel like you create a boundary for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I know, our limit.
Yeah.
And I think we both remember our place.
Yes.
And that before anything comes, like, our work relationship.
Yeah. And that being
Do you feel that
said,
way?
100%, because I was going to say that being said, as my like boss, and I look at Lala as a mentor, she will see sometimes when I'm maybe struggling with something and she will sit down with me and be like, hey, I'm seeing you're struggling with this. I want to talk to you about it, which to me is also like a boss, not knowing their place, but being like, oh, I see she's going through something that maybe I went through. Let me give her this advice and we'll talk. And that's why I think it works so well. I've seen I watch a comedian on socials with their assistant. That's all I'll say. But it's like, it's just wild to see because it's like there's no boundaries and they fight all the time and it's a toxic relationship. And I'm like, this is so weird. So that's my tips. In long-winded, that's my assistant tip.
And take nudes when asked.
Oh, yes. And take nudes when or suggest
I did
nudes.
not ask. This was Jessica.
I know. I'm sitting here talking about boundaries, and then I'm like, I told Lala 5 times, get in that shower and take your clothes off.
But by the way, there are boundaries. They're our boundaries.
They're our boundaries.
They don't have to make sense to anybody else.
Exactly.
No. They're comfortable to you.
We went to dinner one time. Now we're suddenly vacationing together in Hawaii.
No, you guys are like, we don't go to dinner. We are
No, but that was like the first time. It was crazy.
Yes.
But
now we kick it.
Okay. How do I stop worrying about what others think of me?
Well, I have to assume that you know what other people think about you because you're maybe in the comments section or you're in a friend group that's a little cliquey and sometimes someone says something to that person, they come back and they tell you what that person has said. Let's be very clear. Every single person in a friend group talks shit about the other person when they're not around. Guess what? All good. Be nice to my face. If it's not productive, I don't want to hear it. I assume that when I'm not around, people are talking shit about me, who I'm really close with. Guess what? I'm talking shit about them too. It's all good. I love you, but sometimes mama got to vent about you because sometimes you piss me off. And I assume I piss you off too. So go vent, go talk the shit, don't care, come back, smile to my face, tell me that you love me. And by the way, if you don't want to be homies, then all good. Let's not be homies. But I'm totally fine with you talking shit behind my back, okay? And then I tell my friends, I don't need to know this. Mm-hmm. This is not productive for me. If they see something online, I would have never seen this had you not brought it to me. Not productive, mean-spirited, I don't need to see it. Stay out of the comments section. Toot yourself up all the live long day. Anything that you feel insecure about, hone into that and talk yourself through it. There's so many things that I'm like, ugh. There are days, you guys, where I annoy myself so badly that I'm like, where do I hang this personality? I gotta like get rid of it. Like I need enough of Lala and Lauren. Like I gotta remove myself. Okay?
Right.
All good. I take a break from her sometimes.
Yeah, I feel that. And if you're not in the comments and you're just people are being an asshole to you, I always do. It's the blue hair mentality. It's like someone looks at me and they say, if someone says something to you and is an asshole to you, just pretend they looked at you. If someone looked at me and said, your blue hair is so fucking ugly, it looks so bad on you, I wouldn't be like offended. I'd look at them and be like, okay, all right, have a good day. Because I would be concerned. I don't have blue hair. I would be like, are you okay? And I would be like, they're struggling with something and they're clearly taking it out on me because I don't fucking have blue hair. So just think of that. It's like, well, I'm not.
I love that, Jess.
You know, like someone calls me a bitch. I'm like, okay, because I'm not a bitch. So
I'm that bitch.
I'm that bitch.
I am that bitch.
Amen.
Yeah.
Oh, you meant to say that, not Yes. Correct.
Yes. Sure thing. Sure thing.
Sometimes it's like, whatever.
Nothing better
I
than a
hope that
good
helped.
gut Lauren laugh.
What do you mean? Where I laugh at my own jokes? What I say to Jessica in Hawaii where I laughed my ass off.
Funniest
I can't
shit
even
ever.
remember because
Oh.
what you said was not
I was
funny.
like, Jessica,
You were at the
try
same-
not to be a fucking square the rest of the night. And I was like,
she waited a good 2-3 seconds and then just belted out with the best gut laugh.
Oh my God.
I've ever. I
yes.
died.
On that comment, I was like, haha. And then when I saw her go, try not to be a fucking square. I lost it. That's where I lost it.
It was the same as Mom's laugh.
It was so
It was on core with that. That's
It's
how
so
funny.
funny.
It was.
I find myself to be absolutely hysterical.
So let me tell you, after
that
the Hawaii trip, I think Easton and Lala and Lisa are and Ocean, and I'm not lying, 4 of the funniest humans I've ever experienced, and so does Nick and Joe and Kyle. But Lisa had me rolling at the dinner table.
Lisa's gold.
Rolling. Rolling.
Wait, what did Nick and Joe, they said she reminds us of Jennifer Coolidge.
In White Lotus.
In White Lotus. That is my mom. Oh my gosh.
God.
I wanted her on the pod today, but some things switched up with the schedule and she's with Ocean.
That would have been so fun. They were talking about tasting coffee beans, and Lisa looked at Nick and Joe dead in the eye, and she said, it sounds good. Was there creamer in it?
In the
They were
coffee
like,
bean?
In the coffee bean? And she was like, yeah. And they were like,
No.
no.
raw bean.
Was there creamer in it?
Oh, what a dumbass. I'm just kidding. I'm just
Love
kidding.
her.
I'm just kidding. There are times where I make fun of her
Yeah.
and she'll like rebuttal and I'm like, I love you so much. Like the amount that I just adore
Right.
you
Yeah.
is really, really hard for me to process because I just adore you.
We were on the couch last night.
She's perfect.
And we
She's
thought she
perfect.
was going to be on the pod today
Yeah.
before the. And I said, Lisa, you have some homework to do. And she goes, what do you mean? And I go, all your rebuttals. And she looks at me and she goes, I already forgot them all.
I already forgot them all. She doesn't remember anything. She's like, oh, I'm going to have to go back and listen to like 12 weeks worth of Give Them Lala podcast. All right, let's skip to the ache and relief of the week.
All right, my relief of the week. Can I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can we
what's
cut
your
that?
relief?
All right, my relief of the week is the Pompano tank
Okay.
in the Miami Seaquarium that housed all the manatees
Yeah.
is finally empty.
At the Miami Seaquarium, you
Yep.
said? That's mine too.
Was it?
Yeah. That,
So the tanks are empty.
the tanks they have emptied. I think it was 67 years that Romeo was in the Miami Seaquarium. They finally released Romeo and Juliet from their cramped tanks.
That's amazing.
And it was this guy who commented on Easton's page. His name is Phil Demers. He's the walrus_whisperer. And Easton showed him to me, and I saw that he followed me. Followed him back. I said, you and I should talk because it seems like we have some things in common and I'd like to help your cause in any way that I can. So I've been following him. Again, his Instagram name is walrus_whisperer. He's like boots on the ground trying to save all of these mammals from captivity who have
amazing.
been in captivity for so many years. I would say, so that's my relief. I would say that my ache of the week is I don't have one.
You don't have one?
Nope. Not a one ache.
Not a 1-8.
Not a one. I'm feeling
Really?
happy and I'm feeling blessed and I'm feeling just very hopeful and grateful. Nope.
That's beautiful.
Don't have a one ache.
That's
Jessica?
beautiful. My ache is just settling back from Hawaii because it was a beautiful trip. And my relief is back into jiu-jitsu, baby.
Holy shit,
Back
you
in
just blew
class.
my ear.
No, I've never seen so much excitement.
Jessica loves jujitsu so much and it makes me so happy. My eyeballs are floating.
You
Do you know what that means?
What?
It means that I have to pee so badly, you guys. All right, I love you. Happy hump day. Have the best week. And we will catch you next week on the Give Them Lala podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of the Give Them Lala podcast. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and I will catch you next week.